think we're live this time. We're gonna have to wait and see. I was just talking to myself for like 10 minutes. No, it was like 3 minutes, and there's no one here chatting with me.
Yeah, it worked. I don't know what happened
So,
there, but it definitely
you guys will have to let me know if you can see me because, yeah, like I said, I was just chatting to myself for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I thought maybe that you guys didn't care anymore. I didn't have been hanging out. All right, nice. We got a hi and a hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome. 77 people tuned in so far. So what's up? Hi from Philly. About time, dude. Hey, I had some technical difficulties. I don't know what they were, but I had them. Can I get a woo? Hey, it works. Hey, hi from Ireland. Hello. Hello. Hello from Canada. What's up? I wonder where in Canada you are. I see you. Hi from San Diego, California. Hello. Oh, everyone is over on the other one. I know. Okay, but don't worry.
We're trying to get people over.
Don't worry. Crystal's working to get people over to this one. We're clearly not that technologically advanced over here, as if I had to tell you guys that. But I don't know. You have to have. I don't know what it is. Why we can't just go live from that announcement that I have. But I don't know. Hopefully, we can figure that out eventually one day. I think you have to have some like programs and stuff like that. I know there's some people who are really good with these lives, where they can do like split screens and they can like show you what's on the screen. You can only do like the most basic version here where I get to chat with you guys and see what's the chat. But I'm okay with it because as long as I'm connecting with you guys, that's what I wanted to do this weekend. So hi, everyone from around the world. This is amazing. Saskatchewan, North Carolina, San Diego, Sweden, Germany, Washington, New Orleans, tropical storm coming. Dang, hope you guys are going to be okay. Storms there are pretty gnarly. Wow. Hi from Germany. Discovered your channel a week ago. I've already watched half of your videos. Wow, thank you. There's like 300 videos or something like that. You've watched a lot. Hi from Indonesia, 2 a.m. right now. That is one place I'd definitely like to visit sometime in my life. Hey from London, what's up? Man, kind of miss London. I haven't gone back in a long time, and I do like it there in short enough bursts. Cool place though. So many cultures all mishmashing into one there. UK, hi from France, hi from New Jersey. All right, what's up, everybody? Texas. Don't speak French over there in Canada?
Comment ça va?
Comment ça va? But we do, but not very much. We learned in school. That's about it. We did learn it in school up until I think I was in grade 10 when we didn't have to take it anymore. And yeah, can't remember a dang thing. Took it for like so many years, like 6 or 7 years. Stafford in the UK. Hi, Derrick. Hey, everybody. This is so cool. I love that this is just like a thing. I don't have to prompt you guys, like, tell me where y'all from. British Columbia. I'm from Vancouver. Yes, nice. Well, local on our hands. Crystal doing an amazing job on her page. Thanks, James. That's wicked. Yeah, she's going to film some videos later on today. So that could be pretty exciting. Hi from Chile, South America. That is so cool. Chile's another place I'd like to visit. It has the world's second longest coastline in the entire world in the country. I don't know if I made sense there, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. So the reason I wanted to come on here and connect with you guys, and I kind of have to apologize because of that. I haven't been uploading the most lately, and I feel really bad for that. And it's just because like I haven't really, I don't know what it is. I have lots of ideas and some motivation, but it's just like, especially like the last week has been really weird. And then since like the, the virus and everything hit, it's just been like really weird times. And I've been having trouble really like pulling the trigger on certain videos. But I feel really fortunate to be in the situation that I'm in. And I know you guys just want like content from me and you want videos and you want to just like, see me having fun and making meals and out in my, my garden and riding around my town and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back to those and yeah, definitely will. So I apologize to you guys that you have more from me lately, but I try and stay as active as I can on my Instagram stories. And I try and post there almost every single day to give some motivation on healthy eating and exercise and stuff like that. So yeah, so someone said Crystal needs to do a what I eat in a day, please. And yeah, that's something that we might incorporate into like one of my what I eat in a day. It might be like what we eat in a day. And then we'll show you how the meals that I eat differ from the meals that she eats. Generally, we make sort of like the same thing. We make a few different things, and then I will we'll have sort of different ratios of those things. Meaning I will have Gardein and lots of cooked food, and she'll have like more greens. But we'll show you guys that in a video and show you how it all works. Love the vibes. Thanks, Mountain Health Warrior. Love the name. That's a pretty sweet name. Okay, so I guess I'll just start answering some questions. I really, I feel like I should like address what's going on out there in the world, especially in America right now with like the protests and everything like that. But I think a lot has already been said, and I don't know what else, I don't know what else to say about it, and I don't know what to say about it. But I feel really sad that it has come to this. But I feel also like happy that there is this like big awakening happening, and people are starting to like really rise up and speak against the injustices that are happening in this world and have continued to happen. So I hope that this is not. Like, the end of it. I hope this is just the start of the momentum, and that it continues. So yeah, I'm not going to speak too much more about it unless you guys have specific questions on it. But yeah, just let your voices be heard out there, everybody. So let's get some questions. Okay, here we go. Let me go back up a little bit. How do you know what to eat based on your exercise? So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you do that. I guess what you're kind of asking is like, how do you know, like, if you're eating enough, or if you're eating maybe enough protein to build muscle or whatever? It's something that you just have to, experiment with your own body, and you also have to do a little bit of research and, watch people's videos like me, like what I eat in a day. And if you look at me and you're like, hey, that guy's a little bit of muscle, he's quite athletic, he stays fairly lean-ish year-round, except for during times of like COVID lockdown and when we have lots of peanut butter in the house, then you might want to start like, maybe making similar meals to what I do. And but one thing that you want to make sure that you do is find a total daily energy expenditure calculator, TDEE, and figure out how much energy you're expending in the day, and then go to a program like Chronometer or MyFitnessPal and track for a few days or a week or however long you need to figure it out, and then make sure that you are eating around the amount of calories that you need to sustain yourself in a day. And if you're trying to build muscle, then you want to eat a couple hundred calorie surplus. If you're trying to like lose weight and get leaner, you want to eat in a couple hundred calorie deficit, the opposite of a surplus. Took me a minute. Yeah, so hopefully that helped you out a little bit. Let's get lots of questions here. Okay, let's see here. Thoughts on normal potatoes? I think they're amazing. I think normal potatoes are great. I think that I think, somehow like over time we've had this like notion that like, just because maybe like white rice isn't as nutritious as brown rice, that it's bad for us. And just because like white potatoes aren't, they're like white or whatever, that they're just like starch or they're just carbs and they don't have any nutrients in them, but they're a really good source of a lot of things, and especially fiber and carbohydrates, lots of B vitamins in there. So I think that potatoes are great. I think I should eat more. And I did hear something about you can move over a little bit. I did.
You're so big, I can't get any space.
I did read something about the fact that the potato farmers are struggling right now because of the COVID crisis, and I don't really know how it relates. I guess that they weren't like able to ship out as many potatoes, and they might be going bad and whatever. But like apparently, we're supposed to be eating potatoes right now. So
potatoes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So we got Crystal here with us.
Hi.
Hanging out.
I don't know why is my face so shiny.
I didn't put any cream on my face, so my face is like kind of dry.
Oh,
right now,
I know.
So.
It just looks so greasy.
Okay, so here's a question. After losing muscle during quarantine, how should I get back into lifting when gyms reopen?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that is a great question. So yeah, you just got to do it. I mean, you just got to
It's not going to be that fun.
Just got to start that.
Is that better?
Yeah. You just got to start that, what's it called? Like your routine again. Yeah. You just got to start it again. And I think that don't be too concerned about going back to the same like weight that you lifted before, the same intensity or whatever. Like just get back and start that repetition again. Yeah. I haven't gone back to the gym yet. Our gym's open again, but I haven't gone back because I'm really enjoying my like backyard workouts for one. And for 2, they're limiting the amount of people that are allowed in there at one time. And because I have such a sweet setup in my backyard,
Yes.
I don't want to take up space for somebody else that could be working out that might not have the luxury of having, space to work out. And also they've
it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's, precautions and stuff like that.
Lots of like precautions and stuff. And I'm like,
home.
I'm just going to stay home and not have to worry about that.
But it's good for other people to get back into it because it's such a huge help for like mental health and stuff like that. But
yeah, it is. One thing that I've been really enjoying lately, because I will admit at home here, I have lots of distractions where it's like, squirrel in the tree, hummingbird at the hummingbird feeder, and then like, our garden. And I'm always just like trying to like tidy up because I'm messy. So that's like a constant thing. That I have found that like, I haven't been overly focused in my workouts, and I found Tabata to be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be helpful for you. Like check out some Tabata playlists on Spotify or on YouTube or whatever. And if you're having like trouble getting back into things, just like throw that on, do a couple of those in a row, and like, man, you're going to be like sweating.
What Tabata is it's like timed intervals. So instead of counting reps, you do either like 30 seconds on or like 20 seconds on, and then you'll do like a 10-second rest in between like whatever exercise. And it's really great. It's a type of like high intensity interval training, but you can also use it for strength training. And it's really intense when you do like 20 seconds of just like strength training and then 10-second break, and then 20 seconds is your like muscles after like 4 rounds are dying. But a lot of people use it for high intensity, but it's great. Yeah, Tabata is amazing. That's a style that I like to use as well.
Yeah. Yo, look at this one. Derrick, WTF, where are your gains? I guess they went out the window with COVID. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm probably not at my biggest, but yo, how are those for gains there? Guy, what's his name? Daniel Soto? Where are your gains, homie?
All right.
Nah, don't call it my lack of muscle. So let's get some more. What are the most nutritionally dense plant-based foods? I would say beans, legumes.
Yep.
Whole
grains.
I would say, whole grains.
Greens.
Dark leafy greens. Per calorie, dark leafy greens are like amazing. If you actually like look, they actually have quite a bit of protein per calorie. You don't end up eating that many calories of greens because it's hard to, but they're like super
basically whole
nutritious.
foods, like vegetables.
Yeah, sweet potatoes.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. One of the best out there. So there we go. Someone said, don't you worry about the sugar in your smoothies? Well, I wouldn't say I don't worry about it, but I wouldn't say I do worry about it.
You're just like, I worry so much. I'm still going to drink them.
No, I would say that, it's a thing, right? There's sugar in there. However, the sugar that is in fruit reacts in our body so much differently than like processed sugar. So fiber-bound sugar. And yeah, you are breaking up some of the fibers when you make a smoothie, but there are also other things in fruits and especially berries that help to balance your blood sugar level. I think it's Dr. Greger from nutritionfacts.org has an amazing video called what about fructose or fructose? How much is too much or how much fruit sugar? I don't know. But he's got a video and he talked about it where they do a study and they give the test subjects sugar water to drink and they drink it and then they check out how their blood sugar responds to that. And then they give them I
think it was like blueberry juice.
No,
with
currant.
Sugar or something.
Yeah, sugar water with black currant crushed into it. So there was a little bit of fiber in there. And they were like, they found that it blunted the blood sugar spike. And they were like, wow, look at that. But it may have to do with the fiber. And then they took the fiber out of the currant juice and they just added the currant juice. So there was no fiber in there at all. And it still blunted the spike of the sugars. And they attributed it to some of the antioxidants and some other things that are in there. So when there's berries in your smoothie or whatever, it's going to help to, slow the absorption of sugars. It's pretty powerful. Someone here says, sugar from fruit in smoothies is not to be worried about. Well, aren't you concise? Maybe you should be over here answering these questions. Super chat. I always forget about these things. So if you guys want, not required, not asking for them, always appreciated. But you can do like a super chat question where your question will pop up at the top of the screen, and I will make sure to answer those ones first, obviously, because you've given a donation to the channel. But I will continue to answer all the free ones as much as I can, so don't feel like you guys have to.
Last time we did a live, someone emailed us and was mad that we didn't answer their question. And we try to answer all the questions, but it's very difficult. So if we don't answer your question, it's not that we're ignoring you guys. We're trying our best. So
right.
I
also like too that the donations come in foreign like currencies.
Yeah.
So I never know, like, it's like, I'm just grateful for anything.
Yeah.
Even if you guys give me 5 cents, that's like, wow, this is awesome. I'll be able to buy another part of a banana. But with 100 PLN, no idea. But I am so grateful, and it helps us to kind of learn these these other currencies. So hello, Derrick, from Thomas Biarnaki. Hopefully I said that correct. Thanks for your content. I've been watching you for several years. Wow, amazing. You've already shared it on your channel, but would you reiterate your story with alcohol and what made you quit for good? For good in quotation marks, maybe he knows something, It's like for good. Yeah, I mean, okay, the short story is that when I grew up, my friends and I all started drinking really young, young, before we were 16 and stuff. And we partied a lot, and I really liked that lifestyle. And then when I moved out here to British Columbia, I was a skateboarder, and that's kind of how I identified. And I had a ton of friends that were also skateboarders, amazing people, and we also drank a lot. And that was like one other thing that we had in common. So we would often drink and go skateboarding. And then after we would like drink and party and watch skateboard videos and stuff like that. So it became part of my life really quickly. And then I moved on and started working at restaurants because I just I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was just kind of like in limbo. Yeah, no kidding, Like just drinking and skateboarding all the time. But I didn't know then not that skateboarding's bad. But so I started working at a restaurant. And if you guys have ever been like a server, especially at a restaurant that stays open late, serves alcohol, it's just part of the culture. You hang out after work and you drink with everybody, and you talk about like how much you hate the job, and then you come back the next day and do it all again. But
so you were drinking a lot then.
Yeah. Okay. Hear me up here. Yeah. So I was drinking a lot then, and then what happened was started to get a little bit healthier. Started to start eating vegan. Started caring about my health and stuff like that, and I started realizing that the hangovers and being like drunk and fuzzy and everything like that, like until like 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the day, it just like was not serving me anymore. So I had to make some changes. I got out of that job. I changed the job, and everything kind of happened at once. So it was like kind of easy for all these things to sort of work. But, I stopped hanging out with some friends that I had to, because that was the only thing that we had in common with drinking. And that's kind of how it evolved. One of the last times I drank was like, when Crystal and I were first kind of together, and it was New Year's. And we had a few drinks.
Yes.
And I was like, I tried because I hadn't drank in a little while. And I was like, it'd be fun, loosen up a little bit. And then, I just didn't feel good, and it didn't serve me. So from then on, I haven't. And I have very addictive, like sort of tendencies. I think that, there's probably a lot of us out there that are like that. It's in my genetics. A lot of, my family in the past have been alcoholics and had problems like that. So I know that I have to be careful. So now I will have a drink every once in a while. So that's why I was laughing that it was in quotation marks. But it's very few and far between, maybe a handful of times per year. And I wasn't like that for a long time.
You're not getting drunk either when you're drinking. You're having like a beer or two or something.
And I get reminded every time, because the devil comes up. As soon as I have one drink, I'm like, I want 5 more of these, like right now. Yeah. And then I'll make a decision if I'm going to drink more. Right. But that's what happens with my mind. And then as soon as I remember that feeling, I'm like, yes, this is why I can't just have a little bit of alcohol here and there. So, I will, but I make sure that it's, that I don't get drunk. And I'm not a bad drunk or anything, but I just can't anymore. But anyways, hopefully that helps you out. That was a long story. I can't believe we still have people hanging out here. Like, where was I even going with that? Crystal's like sleeping over here. Okay, more questions. almost 600 people. How do I feel? I feel like great. I feel like I have 600 friends from around the world that are all hanging out, and I really appreciate it. So let's keep moving on. Social glass or two is always okay, says Taya Djokovic. Maybe for you, but not for everybody. And that's the thing. That's what I mentioned. It's like as soon as I have one, I just want more. So it's just something to be mindful of. But, that's another thing too. I don't always like to be that weird guy that's like at a party and everyone's like, here, have a drink, have a drink, have a drink. And then I'm like, no, I have to tell everybody I can't. Where it's like, if I just like, I'll just have one cooler or whatever and just sip for the rest of the night, pour a little water in there or whatever. Then everything's fine. We got another super chat. Hey, from YV. Me and my mom watch your videos from India. Watching your videos made us go vegan. No way. Could you please say hello to her name? Her name is Poonam. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. All the way
nice.
in India. That is really cool.
That's really cool.
I like that. I love that. Thank you. Hi from Sweden. So what?
I don't know if you want to.
No, I don't know. You can go. What food is good for chronic pain? Well, I mean, turmeric and black pepper are some of the best. Ginger is also another really good one for pain. There's lots of herbs that you can take that help with pain.
Depends on the pain, I guess.
Boswellia and I don't know, but you don't want to talk to somebody professional before you start taking any of those herbs. But
anti-inflammatory whole food diet really help.
Yeah.
Looking at food sensitivities because that can increase intestinal permeability, which then can increase chronic inflammation.
Yes. Yeah, good one.
Good one, Crystal.
No, I like it. So we got
any supplements like multivitamins or probiotics?
Well, yes, I do. I don't take a multivitamin, but I do take vitamin B12 and vitamin D3, especially when I'm not getting much outdoor time. So
always.
Yeah. Hey,
it's it's almost summertime here. No, you're outside a lot. Yes. I'm just saying that the sun isn't that. Yeah,
it's a good 8 or 9 months of the year.
8 or 9 months where we're just like, where's the sun?
Yeah.
Which is why we like to go to LA and stuff.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
It's so close and so sunny.
So that's pretty much the necessity. If I notice that I'm not eating a lot of sea vegetables, I will take an iodine supplement. We have a little dropper, and literally one drop is 100% of your RDI of iodine. So yeah, that's another one that I take. And then, I mean, you guys have seen in my videos, protein powder, creatine, those sorts of sports supplements. I've been messing around with a little citrulline malate lately, pre-workout, and it's a vasodilator, and it just helps with a bit of endurance and helps you get a really good pump. And I'm just looking for any help I can get these days, working out outside on my own with all the distractions. What is the right age to start working out? I don't know if there is a right age. I think there used to be a common notion that if you work out too young, that your muscles will get strong and not allow your bones to grow and
but I think growth. That's been
I don't think that's true.
Debunked.
Yeah,
I think working out is good at any age. It's so good for muscle and bone stimulation and stuff. But it kind of depends on what kind of working out you're doing. I think too, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you're 8, I wouldn't maybe start powerlifting right away.
Exactly.
But if you're into lifting weights, and then it's your parents powerlift and you want to start getting into that, and you kind of know good form, and they're going to watch you, then maybe I must see a problem with it.
But just be careful of injury and stuff. Yeah.
But I think the cool thing is with calisthenics, it's if you think about playing at a park and and swinging and doing the monkey bars and stuff like that, calisthenics is that. It's right there, Yeah, you just start repping it out rather than, just going across on the monkey bars. You just stay in the middle there and you just pumps them out. So, I don't see why you can't just start doing that at any age. We are working out at any age doing, sort of calisthenics-y type stuff. So, yeah. Cool. I like that.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
You're in control.
Can you talk about intermittent fasting? Yeah, it's so time-restricted eating is really good way to limit calories, to get you conscious about what you're eating and when you're eating. I think because it just makes you think about it. I don't think it's for everybody. If you have any food, if you have any disordered eating tendencies or whatever, I'd probably shy away from it, because there's other ways that you can get strong, get lean, help with your digestion, all the things that intermittent fasting does claim to do. But with that being said, I think there is a benefit to our digestive tract to let it empty out completely for a good part of the day. And of course that could be including like your nighttime as well.
I hope it's including your nighttime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I know.
Eat
because 8 is like 12 hours at nighttime. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you eat at like 12 o'clock and then you get up at like 6 and eat. Like that's not a very long time where your stomach's going to be empty, right? So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, so I think it can be really helpful.
But I think it can also be really, I think it can also be almost too much for some people. Like some people take it super far,
right.
Yes. So you have to be very conscious of if you're that type of person that's going to take it so far where you get like, even if you're having like hunger pains and you're like, oh, I can't break my fast for another 3 hours. And then you're just drinking a bunch of coffee and you're not eating, then you have to be really careful with that too. Because having hunger pains is like your body's way of being like, yo, okay, like, I'm hungry. And I know a lot of people that will kind of, I guess, like starve themselves when they're doing intermittent fasting and not being conscious.
And especially if it doesn't work for your lifestyle, you have a lot of people and they're like, I get up at 4 o'clock for work and then I have to work out and then I go to work at 8 and then by 9 I'm like so hungry, but I haven't fasted for long enough. It's like,
eat.
Yeah, probably not. Maybe not for you or that day. And you don't have to fast 7 days a week. You can do intermittent fasting for 3 of the days, 1 of the days, whatever works for you sort of thing. Or if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to. So we got a quick super chat from Annalise. What do you recommend for weight loss for women with PCOS and hypothyroidism? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Not a specialty area of mine, Crystal. I don't know too much. I do know what PCOS is, but I don't know how it affects weight loss. I know that it affects hormones.
So PCOS, there's different types. So it's important to know the root cause. A big cause of PCOS is insulin resistance. So in order to kind of get to a point where you're going to be losing weight, you need to address like insulin resistance. And of course, insulin resistance can then play into like prediabetes or diabetes. So knowing what your root cause of PCOS is really important. Obviously, hypothyroid is, again, another hormone issue, and that is going to affect your metabolism. So your thyroid hormones affect your body's way of burning off stuff. I know a lot of people with PCOS and other issues, they seem to think that like a keto diet or like a crash diet is going to help them with weight loss, but that is really going to cause problems in the end. So there's a few books that you can look into. There's a book called Mastering Diabetes that I just read that talks about prediabetes and diabetes. Of course, PCOS is an insulin-resistant condition, and that book is for these kind of conditions. So I really suggest reading that if insulin-resistant PCOS is what you're struggling with. Of course, you might be having like other issues with PCOS, like adrenal fatigue, like PCOS and that kind of stuff. So just finding the root cause and then getting a handle on that, and then looking towards maybe like weight loss solutions, which would be like a whole food plant-based diet, very low in fat to get a handle on the insulin resistance. But that can be applied to like weight loss as well. But no crash diets, don't do a keto diet or anything like that with those conditions. That's just kind of like where I'm going, where the avenue that I would go down.
Thank you. Sure. Yeah, it was super helpful. And I'm supposedly the one that went to school. You know so much, Crystal. I appreciate it. So we have Dr. Jason Sheedy. All right, we got a doctor in the group.
Okay. Oh, hopefully. Yes.
I've been vegan for 8 years. I have been watching your videos since you started them. My favorite YouTube videos. You're the best. Lots of love
so
to both
nice.
of you. Oh,
thanks
so much,
Jason.
Dr. Jason. That's amazing. How cool is that? That like, yeah, you're the best. Like that. Yeah, we got a vegan doctor. Like I'm sure he's helping so many people. Very cool.
That's cool. Thanks, Dr. Jason.
So we got Sadie Brennan. She asks, Sadie. Yeah. Thank you. Sadie, you're totally right. And I'm an idiot.
Sadie. Okay. So Sadie started her vegan journey with you. Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing.
And she no longer has PCOS, and I'm off of blood pressure medications. Wow. And she feels great. And for the first time, I feel excited to get out and move my body.
Get out and move my body.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Just wanted to thank you so much. Game changer. Food is medicine. Amazing.
And that is so true. Like, you know, I was just talking about PCOS, and a whole food plant-based diet can be so incredible for people with hormone conditions like PCOS. So that's really cool. And I'm glad that you're doing so well, Sadie.
Yeah, me too. Somebody asked us what brand of iodine we use. I think it's
I don't really love to tell people because it is the iodine that we use, the drops are a little bit of a higher dose than what I would like feel comfortable telling people. I think the brand is Now Foods.
Is it? Yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
But it is like I think one drop is 400 micrograms, which is above what you need your RDI. So if you're taking that every day, you just too much iodine can be not good.
Yes.
So just be very conscious of that. Like if you're not getting any sea vegetables or any other iodine sources in your diet, then look at supplementation, but be very careful of doing so, especially if you have thyroid issues. So that's always good to talk to someone about before you supplement something like iodine.
Sweet. I think we might have missed a super chat here from Tegan the Vegan. I like that, it rhymes. Hey, paid for a question, but it disappeared. Oh, sorry about that. We've been right here, but hey, see it, any advice for a new vegan YouTuber? Yes, I definitely have advice. Run the other way. No, I'm just kidding. It's amazing. It is such a wonderful thing to be able to do. Yeah, I mean, from my experience, don't be afraid to like have like a niche. I think it's really important to set yourself apart from people. So if you're just like, hey, like I'm a vegan YouTuber and I really like health, so subscribe to my channel. You know, you might get a few people that are like, oh, okay, cool, stumble across you. But if you're like, hey, I'm a vegan like surfer and I like just love like surfing and being out in the environment and sharing that with people and showing you like what I eat while I'm going surfing and everything. Yeah, you're gonna like, you know, you're gonna spark interest and like get that connection with like so many more people. And because you're like, you know, that was just like an example off the top of my head, but I was trying to think of like, you know, with me with calisthenics and sort of like nature and stuff, just trying to like do that with something different.
When Derrick first started his channel, we weren't sure if we were going to talk about veganism because he didn't want to like niche himself too much. And then I remember sitting down and talking to you and being like, well, you have to share about what lights you on fire and you want to help people with a whole food plant-based diet. And that's what you have to share about. Like, there's no other way. And then he was like, oh yeah, like, do you think that'll like, is it pigeonhole
me too much, right?
You? But it hasn't, because that's a niche that a lot of other people are called to watching. So that's a big thing. And then of course, like grinding and like, you know, putting up content and just, you know, trying to reach people with your own message and your personality and stuff like that. Yeah. And be as authentic as you can. Don't try and put on like an act, but you do have to turn it up a little bit when you're on, like when you're doing videos, but you know all this stuff, right? Like, what else? You know, don't try and get too fancy with the editing and stuff at first, unless you're like really good at it. It's just a lot of hard work.
Yeah, just remember that like
it just takes a lot of time.
Yes. Yeah. And just remember that like people, like your first video seems like such a big deal because you're like, this is everybody, this is going to be my identity on YouTube. Like it's just this one video. But, you know, like I told Crystal, just like make a video that's like, hey, this is what my channel is going to be about. And just throw it up there. And it's like, boom, that's your first video. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to tell anybody you even put it up. Just like throw it up there. And then, you know, and then your channel will just like continue to morph. So just keep making videos. You know, don't worry about them being like the best there ever has been or best quality or whatever. Like people just want to see real. They want information. They want to connect with people. So yeah, those are like my biggest things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too much other advice. Yeah.
Honestly,
just go for it because we need more.
Yeah. Derrick, we always say how lucky you were to fall in and start doing YouTube at the time that you did, because there was a huge influx, I think, of people looking for this kind of information.
And not a lot of people doing it. So
sometimes it's just luck as well, like getting, you know, getting out there and stuff like that. But just keep grinding and stuff.
A couple quick questions that I liked on here that I want to answer a little bit really fast. Do I still have my Nissan 350Z? Little car, and I do have it. Love my little car, and it was actually in. We drove it to the grocery store in the last grocery haul video. So I know you're not watching my videos, so Ryan, or no, it wasn't Ryan Taylor. Who else is it? Aceto. But yeah, still have it. Love it. And then someone else asked me about my scooter because I had that in a couple videos a while ago. And what's the top speed? My top speed on my scooter is 0 right now because it is not working, and I tried the best that I could to get it working. And I had to kick up my arms, and I'm going to take it to a small machines mechanic that's around us in a couple of days because I can't figure it out. Thing's not going anywhere. But when it is ripping, it's 85 kilometers an hour top speed, baby, with my head down underneath the handlebars. So Ryan Taylor asks, that's so weird. My sister had a friend named Ryan Taylor when she was younger. Do you think it's important to track calories or macros? Depending on what your goals are, where you're coming from, I think it depends on those. But in general, I think it's the goal would be to get to a place where you can, I think this word's thrown around so much, but intuitively eat to suit your needs and your goals. So I don't track them myself. If I did track macros, I might, be slightly leaner and I might have a slight bit more muscle, but I also wouldn't be able to just open the fridge and just make anything I want and enjoy cooking and enjoy eating and have it like so stress-free. So I think, if you're like, if you're a bodybuilder or whatever, you're trying to get down a really low body fat percentage, I think that can be really helpful, and like carb cycling and all that sort of stuff. But I think for the average person, once you figure out, how to get enough calories and how to get enough protein, I think that the rest of it sort of just falls into place. So yeah, I don't think it's overly important, but I know for some people, they really like to track that sort of thing, and okay. But one thing that I do want to say, and especially with a lot of people coming over to the plant-based diet, is that don't think that you're going to be able to hit your omnivorous macros on a plant-based diet or a vegan diet, because plant-based foods are just inherently high in carbohydrates. Even beans and lentils, I know I say this all the time, but they're 75% carbohydrates. 75% of the calories are coming from carbohydrates. So even a supposed high protein plant food is still, carbohydrate rich. So just keep that in mind when you're like creating your macros. So yeah.
Or just be comfortable with eating more like plant, based meats, like seitan and like gardein and stuff, because those are where you're gonna get if you're trying to hit these macros and you want to do it on a vegan diet, you're gonna have to probably not do like a super whole food clean diet. You're probably gonna have to have those like processed things to hit that kind of like protein amount. That's just inherently how a whole food plant-based diet is like set up. That it's a little bit higher in carbohydrates. So.
So we got a question from On the Kaba. What's up from San Diego? A couple people from San Diego here. One of my good buddies lives in San Diego. I'm sure you guys know who it is. Brian Turner.
We miss that Brian and Sammy.
I know. But I do want to go visit there one day. So
we're going to go there one day.
The bomb Mexican food down there. What's up from San Diego? When eating a vegan diet for bodybuilding, is it best to eat more smaller meals or fewer larger meals, considering how intermittent fasting is said to bring longevity? Well, intermittent fasting has also been said to like help boost, to help build like muscle as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that have been said about it, but I think, I don't think it matters too much as long as you get the calories in at the end of the day. You just have to figure out if you're a person who, how does it fit into your lifestyle? Is it hard for you to eat 6 meals in the day? Like I honestly, most of the days I only eat 2 meals. And some days I'll eat 3. And the third one is usually just like a small, just like a small, like open-faced peanut butter and banana sandwich or something like that. So just make sure you're in a surplus. It doesn't matter too much when you get the calories, as long as you get them in by the end of the day. And even bigger than that, by the end of the week, because if you don't have as much calories on a one day, you can make it up on the next day, and your body will generally do that itself anyways, just being hungrier the next day. Crystal, I love your glowing skin. Damn, I should have put cream on my face for this. What's your skin routine? Been plant-based for 4 years. Still experience bloating. 15 diarrhea a day.
That's not good.
And then no severe bloating. Ideas? Okay, Crystal, take it away.
Well, first of all, with like the bloating and like having like diarrhea and stuff like that, I would definitely get that checked out. That is not normal.
Especially if the 15 isn't a spelling. Mistake. If you're going to the bathroom 15 times a day,
there's something going on there. You might have like IBS or Crohn's disease or something like that. Severe bloating, that is just a huge topic that's going to be really hard to address in a video, trying to like answer as many questions as possible. Bloating can be due to a lot of things. It can be actually due to constipation. Same with diarrhea, because you can have like a blockage or like a backup, and those things can that is usually what it's caused. So I would actually, I honestly wonder if that maybe is what's happening. And, increasing fiber can be good, or it might not be good. There's a book called Fiber Fueled. I just read that's fantastic. It talks about a lot about this. It talks about whole food plant-based nutrition and how it can help. It has a recipe section in the back, which will help like introduce you to more fiber foods, but like low FODMAP foods if that's an issue. So definitely recommend that. But it's hard without knowing more to give more suggestions on what that could be due to. In regards to skin, that's really nice. Thank you so much. I have a very like basic skin routine. I don't have like a 20-step skin routine. I really just make sure that I am like moisturizing. I do have like a facial oil I will put on, and then I just make sure that I put a moisturizer on top of that. And then I usually will cleanse my face. And I've been doing that usually, like if I'm gonna have like a sweaty workout, I'll cleanse my face beforehand and then usually like wash it afterwards, because I do find like sweaty workouts produce more sebum, and then that can get stuck and cause pimples. There's a few products that I really like. I don't know. Yeah. Water is really important.
Crystal drinks like all the time. There's so much water.
And then, of course, eating really well. And then there's a couple products from The Ordinary. I don't know if you guys know that brand, but it's amazing. It's very affordable. They have this product called Niacin and Zinc. And what that does is zinc actually helps like regulate the sebum production on your face, which produces oil, and then the niacinamide can help with just like healing some stuff as well as like dark spots. So I've been using that, and that has been really great. My skin overall, I'm just like genetically, I'm really lucky because my parents both had really great skin growing up, and I would say that that's a huge factor as well. But yeah, like eating well and lots of water, and then treating myself well. Like I don't go out in the sun a lot and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Moisturize is really important.
And you put sunscreen on?
Yeah, if I do go out in the sun, I will put like sunscreen on and stuff. Sunscreen
I'm like
sunscreen is so important.
And
like you should be wearing it all the time. Like right now, I am wearing like a tinted sunscreen on my face because it's so important. But yeah,
I just go outside and I'm like just right at the sun. I'm like get as close to it as you can.
So hopefully that helps.
Okay, a couple people I have to say hi to. I have to say hello to my nephew who's watching, Owen.
Hi, Owen.
Hey, buddy. I saw you were up so early this morning. How are you still awake? Yeah. He was up at like 5 o'clock getting pictures of like the sunset. Man, I'd be sleeping. Sunrise. That happens early in the morning. And the pictures were amazing, but I thought they were really nice. And then Hussein Qureshi from India.
He keeps wanting us to say his name.
He wants us to say his name. So your name has been said. Hello, I see you. I recognize you, and I appreciate you hanging around. Okay. Do you need a high plant protein source in every meal? No, you don't. But if you're trying to hit like, if you're trying to, hit like maybe, I don't know, if you're having trouble getting enough protein, let's just say that, then you're probably going to want to, if you're trying to get 100 to, 150 or more grams of protein in a day, and you're not trying to eat like 6,000 calories, then you're going to want to eat a higher protein source every single meal. But I don't, I'll just have like a, bowl of fruit or just like some oatmeal and stuff like that. And don't always think about like having to like, oh, got to cut up some tofu on the side of this or something like that. Like, no, I don't think it's necessary for every meal. And it depends on, on your goals. Like if you're trying to be like the world's biggest bodybuilder, then yeah, you probably want to make sure that you do. But if you're just trying to be like athletic and healthy, then no, you definitely don't. And there is protein in all the foods that we eat. Every single plant food contains all 9 essential amino acids. Some not, just not in huge amounts sometimes. All right. Wow, we got
that's I don't know. You can figure it out.
Okay, yeah. So we got. Thanks for making Hussein settle down. Yeah, he was wild. That guy. He's okay now. He's calm. He's happy. He's probably just heading off to bed now because I think it's pretty late over there, isn't it? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, let's move on here. Would you ever move? Andy Tom asks. Of course we would move, and one day we're gonna have to because this is just a rental. But
would we ever move somewhere else? Maybe
somewhere else, maybe. Yeah. You know what? We really like it here. My mom has recently moved here from the East Coast of Canada. So happy to have her here. Crystal's parents live here. Vancouver Island is like a really beautiful, quiet, safe place to live.
We're very lucky.
Yeah, and it's just got so much nature and it's so beautiful. it's, you know, it's not a tiny island, but I do feel a little bit stir crazy sometimes, even though there's places on the island we haven't visited.
We're not in a big city. Like, it's very small, like the population where we live.
Yeah.
So we used to live in Vancouver, which is a big city. And so it was different because there was so much going on all the time. You can go downtown. There was so many people in here. It's very different. There's not any like, you know, there's not like a downtown here. I mean, there kind of is, but it's nothing like a big city. So yeah, I can see how like a big city would be kind of fun sometimes, but for the most part, we like the quiet life, I would say.
But I think in the near future, I think we would like to get a place. Houses are really expensive, as you guys know. It's really hard for our generation, but we would like to get a place. As a big dream, but you know, that's like 15, 16 bedrooms. No, I'm just kidding. Crystal's like, no, we just want like a small place
for all our cats.
We just want a small place, nice sized piece of property where I can have like some cars resting out out the back, and a big garden as well. And we would be so happy just in a nice, safe neighborhood somewhere around here. So yeah. Anyways, great question. Thanks for all that. Someone said, thanks for all the, hey, this is Angela Denar with a generous super chat. Thank you. Thanks for all the amazing content. What is your take on eating fermented foods like red cabbage for health? Well,
we love it.
You must have missed my sauerkraut video, because I made a video on how to make your own sauerkraut using red/purple cabbage. So I think it's really good. I think that it's you know, really important thing to be eating fermented foods. It's great for our gut health. It has such a wide array of different probiotics that are in there. Super good. Yeah, and it's delicious. And so yeah, get it in.
Sauerkraut's amazing.
Yeah,
especially with red cabbage, because red cabbage is just such a powerful, good food. Super
high in antioxidants, and just all good all around. So I think fermented foods are great. Unless you have a problem with histamine, in which case they're not great for you. So yes, let's see. Somebody asked, what was my last non-vegan meal? And were you aware that it was your last? Okay, let's think here. No, I don't remember. No, I don't remember. It's kind of a funny story, actually. It was, no, I don't remember my last vegan meal, but I was traveling across the country with somebody. It was, and I got drunk, and apparently I was just like belligerent, and I was like, I want McDonald's. And I was like, so this is why, can't drink. And I was vegan at the time, supposedly. This was a long time ago. It's probably 11 years ago now. So anyways, but yeah, I was like into it, and apparently I had it and ate it. Don't remember. So it's kind of a funny question that you asked that, because no, I don't remember. And I didn't know it was my last. I don't think I had anything after that, because no, I was really upset with myself. I didn't know that until months later, and the girl told me, and I was like, what? Yeah, totally. So I think that's it. I mean, that would have been my last not vegan meal. But before that, no, I don't remember. I was sort of like transitioning for like a while. And I went and moved back home with my family for a little while. And there were times there where I was like, I had been vegan, and then I was eating like, you know, a bit of like eggs, or I'd eat some other things. And I was really conscious about it. So I definitely do remember those times, and remember that I was doing that and it didn't feel right. Yeah. JG from Mexico. Everyone wants me to say the name. It's going to start costing you guys. No, I'm just kidding. People always want to know about children. Oh man. So yeah, for us, probably not in the books for Crystal and I. We've talked about it, and we've talked about it in lives before. I was somewhat indifferent, and now as the world progresses and things get stranger, I'm less indifferent, and Crystal is not into it. So there we are. Things may change in the future, but by the look of Crystal's face, negative. Think buying a house will take away from your freedom. You will work for it all this time. Try to keep it small and not put yourself in debt too much. That is the Miss Heidi. That is the idea. And I love living below our means. That's like the best. If you can live a cheap life, and you can make more than what you need, even if you don't make a lot, I consider that to be rich. So I feel that, and I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay, you're gone. Bye. You guys can't be mean to people on here, and especially to Crystal. Like, get out of here. How do I even?
Oh, it's okay. Just leave it. It's fine.
Okay. Bye. Okay.
I am a little bit annoying. I get it. I get it. You can't say anything mean to me that I haven't thought about myself. You know? Come on.
Hello, Shayla Sutton.
Hi, Shayla Sutton.
Very nice. From the nastiest name. I don't know why you like. Are you trolling or what's your deal? Okay. Okay. Cool. Sorry, got a couple long ones there, but I'm not gonna answer that. Okay. I love Crystal in the vids more, says James R. Do you guys have any plans for any more books?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Wow.
So I'm about 2 years behind on my second recipe ebook, and it's just taking me forever. Like between coming up with recipes, trying them out, redoing them when or if they don't work, and then trying to take a picture of it for the recipe
ebook.
It's a lot. It's just like apparently more than I can handle. But no, we're chipping away at it, and it will happen hopefully by summer. We're gonna work on that. It's pretty close to summer. This summer.
Don't say that. You always say it's gonna be this summer.
I know.
That, and it's just like
I know.
And then everyone's like, "Yo, what happened to
that?" Oh yeah, Rhiannon G, fellow vegan Vancouver Islander who don't want kids. Let's be friends.
We should be friends.
Hi Derrick, do you like to play volleyball?
Random.
Yeah, I don't mind it. If it's like if it's I don't like go out of my way to do it.
Time you played volleyball?
Well, I don't know. I do.
We've been together for 6.5 years, and I've never seen you play volleyball. So yeah,
I do things. But I don't know. There's other things that I'd rather be doing than play volleyball.
I love that.
But I think it's a cool sport. I love that there's like so many different sports, and people have their things. I always think it's so cool when you go to a beach and you see people like doing that, and people playing basketball, and someone's just laying, someone's reading, and you're just like, man, everyone just has like their things that they like. It's such a cool. That's what makes the world go round, I guess. How Crystal is so cute. How can anyone be mean? Which is your favorite sauce? If I had to just choose like one sauce, I would probably have to say liquid aminos, Bragg's. Like it's
you can just throw that on anything and it makes it like
it really
makes
is.
it like 10 times.
But if we're talking about like multi
like
ingredient
maybe the
sauces
that you've created,
I would have to say like just standard tahini one that I always make. You guys know it. Big spoonful of tahini, a little bit of maple syrup or a date blended in there, some apple cider vinegar, garlic powder, onion powder, a bit of sea salt or that Bragg's. Boom. So easy, so dang good. Hey, thanks, Raul. Love the content and love both of you with a little heart. I appreciate that. Thomas Biernacki. Hey,
he messaged us again.
Yeah. Do you do any specific exercises for good posture, given that your work requires working in front of a computer, editing videos, etc.? I have a stand-up desk and trying to incorporate a daily routine. Any thoughts on this? Yeah. I sit too much, and you're right. I think it's having a standing desk, I think, is amazing. It does take a little bit to get used to, though, at first, because what I find is if I'm like doing something kind of like a little bit intense, I'll be doing it, and then I'm just like looking around for like a chair while I'm doing it, and then I'll find something to like sit on or lean against. So yeah, I do think that it's great. I don't do anything specific. But when you do a lot of like pulling exercises, pull-ups and stuff like that, it is working a lot of your...
Yeah, you want to work your like inner back muscles, not like your rhomboids kind of, and your inner back muscles, because those are so weak on so many people, and that's what's like holding you back.
That helps to keep your posture up. But one thing I've noticed from sitting a lot is my core has gotten like substantially weaker than it used to be. And it's just from sitting, not, standing upright and supporting yourself. So thanks for the motivation.
Planks are really good. Especially when you actually do like a proper plank, when you have like your pelvis kind of like tucked under, not like when it's raised up, because a lot of people, it's very hard. Planks are very difficult to do properly, but planks are really good. I grabbed a resistance band. These are really fun.
Yeah.
And I learned this trick from my yoga teacher, Melanie. I don't think she's watching, but hey Mel. And you just grab something, you can get just like a resistance band or something like this, and you just kind of hold it in the front, and then you just pull it.
Sure, you can't see.
I don't know if I can.
Here, we can do this.
So then you have it out front, and your arms are like 90 degrees basically, and then you just pull it, and that really gets like your back activated in that spot, like your rhomboid muscles. So
cool.
And this is really good just as like yeah, just as a way
Nice.
of like activating those muscles. When you're using like a little resistance band like this, I don't think you're going to be like building muscle, but like reverse flies are really good for that.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
One thing I've started to do lately to help with like strengthening my core, and also like the sway back that I get, which I think a lot of us get from like sitting down, because like our core just gets weaker and our posture is all messed up, is hollow holds. Hollow holds are really great. It's a big thing in gymnastics where you kind of like look it up. I don't want to have to explain it right here because I'm not the one to describe it, but yeah, hollow holds are really good. Face pulls on rings, someone says.
Yeah.
Face pulls, Jeff Cavalier. Yep, that's true. Yeah, great.
What are face pulls? Are they the ones
when you go like this? I don't even know.
Oh yeah, so that's kind of like
lower,
the same,
high. I don't know how you do it.
That's a little bit of the same motion that you're doing with the resistance band, except it's in I've done those before at the gym, right? For sure.
Yeah.
Anything that really like works your back, because a lot of people work their abs and they try to get their abs really strong, but if you have a weak back, that's going to affect your core as well and affect your posture. So like back work is really important.
Yes. Annalise, did you order liquid gold from Miles? So
I think we're getting some. I think
he was supposed to be sending us some, but they sold out. They sold out. So I don't know, unfortunately. But we're really excited. Hopefully we will get it. But we are in Canada, and I don't know where it ships from. I think it ships from the UK. So yeah, we'll have to see. Somebody said, do you need to grind your sesame seeds to be fully absorbed like flax or not? I don't know. I will be honest. I don't know with those. But whenever I eat any large amount of sesame seeds, I'm usually eating tahini. I'm not just like eating a whole bunch of. If I do add sesame seeds to like a stir fry or something, it's just to like flavor it. Because when you saute, those, they get really yummy. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. A lot of people ask about what are the chia seeds. And
I would say yes for those.
There is,
so small and
they're
hard to chew.
There's a study that was done where they gave women chia seeds that were unground and had them eat it, and then chia seeds that were ground, and they found that the omega-3 levels in the women that had the unground ones didn't change, and the ones that had it ground increased their blood levels of ALA. So you definitely want to be grinding those. If you soak them overnight, I'm sure that's probably okay too. But yeah, definitely try and grinding them up. Yes, so, I think this question, what's your opinion on may contain vegan products? Do you eat them? Like may contain meat, I guess.
Oh, no, may contain meat? No, may contain like milk or.
Yeah, may contain animal products or whatever. Sorry. I don't think it's like.
I've never seen one that says may contain meat. I'd be like, yo,
or
what?
may contain, it's like a steak and it says like may contain vegan products in here.
May contain
what is
grass.
that? Yes, I think it's fine. I mean, if you're going to eat a packaged food, a lot of the time it's going to say this on it. It's just because it's been made in a factory that also does. So it's mainly for an allergy reasons why they say that. But I mean, then yeah, if you want to go so far as to like not buy that food because it's made in a facility that has animal products and you feel like you're supporting that, then I guess I can kind of understand it. But you're going to have to shy away from a lot of foods because a lot of companies can't afford to have their own manufacturing facility. So that's why a lot of manufacturing happens in like the same facility. And that's why they put those warning labels on, because they do clean the machines off. But for people with allergies like that are very severe, they have to put those may contain, because you just, they have to be as careful as possible. Mm-hmm. Have you heard any counterpoints to oxalates, phytates, and any other plant-derived anti-nutrients? Well, counterpoints on which side? Like, I guess counterpoints meaning that like they're not harmful, or that they? I guess that.
I don't know, because I know that they're not.
With spinach, it's like. Yeah, there's a lot of oxalates in spinach, and if you're predisposed or genetically predisposed to kidney stones, then yeah, it could definitely like increase your chances of having kidney stones. But otherwise, and yeah, spinach isn't the only one. What is it? Turmeric is actually a high oxalate food, but we're generally not eating as enough of it.
And when you cook these foods down, like that's the thing with the anti-nutrients is when you actually like properly cook foods or you steam greens that are high in oxalates. all those anti-nutrients
They
all
are
like
reduced.
decrease or are like absolutely like demolished. So
yeah, especially
lectins in like
yes.
beans and stuff like that.
That was the one I was thinking. Lectins in beans. Yes, thank you.
So you don't actually end up having any.
Yeah, in our and there are some left over, but our stomach actually can deal with them just fine. We there's lots of information out there, on it.
Yeah.
Vegetarians and vegans actually have a better like microbial balance for breaking them down than meat eaters do. So that's kind of one of the reasons why when people switch over from an omnivorous diet to a plant-based diet and they just start hammering a ton of beans, why they might get some digestive problems because they're not breaking that down. But eventually things will change around. So definitely
I wouldn't worry about
Mike the Vegan has a great video on it.
Right.
So check out Mike the Vegan's video on oxalates and anti-nutrients. It's really great. Whatever you do, don't read Dr. Gundry's book on it.
Mike the Vegan doing some good work.
He's freaking awesome.
Doing awesome work.
Okay, so we got Chris Kolkman. Chris Kolkman. Do you recommend high beetroot intake if you are sporting a lot? Much love out of the Netherlands. Yeah, of course. Beetroots are really great food for athletes. I have beetroot powder, beetroot crystals, a couple hours for my workouts. So that's the thing that should be mentioned. If you're going to use it as a sports supplement, it does take a couple hours for the peak nitrate concentration to occur in your blood. So I think like an hour and a half to 2 hours or so before exercise is the best time to have it. It helps to oxygenate your blood. And there's lots of other things, benefits in beetroots. It's great for helping to build the blood because it's so full of iron and vitamin C and other nutrients that help build our blood. So I think that high beetroot consumption is great. Yeah.
But then if you're eating like the greens, because some people eat the beet greens, I believe they're high oxalate.
They are high oxalate.
So you do want to make sure
super high actually.
And I think beets are as well. So you just want to make sure that you're like cooking them and stuff like that, or like at least steaming or doing that kind of thing. Hey, I'm just that other question just tailored right into that.
I hear you. But super like
amazing, though.
Science proven it helps with athletics performance, especially with endurance sports. So if you're cyclist or something like that, you can
Derrick
definitely benefit from it.
Is really passionate about this because in nutrition school, this was his like final.
I know. I feel like I should remember more on it.
Project was on like the power of beetroot crystals in like athletic.
Yeah, it's just beetroot, but yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
So what's it? Oh, we got a little super chat from Herman Ponten. Hey, Herman. Just want to say what's up, man. He's in our Facebook group, and he is always contributing so much and is really supportive of everyone. He's just a really good guy. So I just wanted to recognize him real quick. Hello. Have you tried vegan Ethiopian food? Much love from Sweden. Yes, I have. It was a long time ago. Before, I don't think we've tried it together.
No, we haven't. I'm really upset about it because I want to try it so bad. But we haven't yet because we haven't found any restaurants that have offered it. Where we are or where we've traveled. Yeah,
but I had it, and what it reminded me of was like it was sort of like Indian food, but with flavors. I almost felt like they were like more concentrated, sort of almost. I don't know how to describe it, but. It's so cool. Like you get like this big plate, and then you get that big like piece of like bread. I forget what it's called.
So
it's
good.
like it's not naan bread.
Made
It's
with
their
teff,
version.
I think.
Yes, teff flour. And then and you just kind of rip a piece off, and then there's all these like sort of sauces and like mashed up things, and you just kind of eat it like that. Some different flavors. So no, I have had it, but it's been a long time, and there's no vegan Ethiopian foods on this island that I know of. So we unfortunately can't unless we leave the island. So yeah, thanks for the question. And thanks for all your support in the group and everything, man. Wow. Some questions. All right.
Oh, what's injera bread. I think that's what people are saying.
Injera, yes. Thank you. So what's the Facebook group? Oh, Melissa G. The Facebook group is for people that it's just the Simnett nutrition community. Simnett Nutrition community for people that have purchased the recipe ebook, Easy Vegan Muscle Meals, and then you send a request and you join in that community. Super helpful community. Everyone's really supportive and everything. Quick shout out, super chat from my friend RJ Kennedy.
RJ!
Yeah, he knows me in both of my lives. He knows that he knew me through the transition. He knew the Frank the Tank Simnett Nutrition. He knows the healthier Simnett Nutrition, and he's still my friend. He's such a good dude.
Miss you.
Yeah, miss you, bud. We think about you a lot. Let's see. We got other questions here. That's really nice. Didn't have to make a donation, but thank you. So, hello, Derrick and Crystal. Greetings from Missouri. Love your channel.
This is from Willie.
Willie Lee Henderson III. How do you feel about a raw vegan diet? Have you ever tried it? So, can't say I've ever eaten 100% raw with the focus of staying raw. When I switched over to veganism, I was definitely like high raw. I was sort of doing the 80-10-10 raw till 4 type thing. And, you know, I think it was helpful to me, but I really enjoy cooked foods and I like, you know, beans, and I felt like I was sort of, I just wanted to eat more of those and I really enjoy them. So started incorporating those, and now I found sort of a happy balance where it's sort of like, you know, raw until like maybe 2. I don't know. No, usually I just have like a smoothie.
You'll have like peanut butter toast in the morning. You're just like, raw till 2.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Raw till 9 a.m.
So yeah, no, but not every morning I have peanut butter toast. A lot of the time I'll just fast until I have my smoothie after my workout. Right. But yeah, so what do I think about the raw vegan diet? I think that you can live healthy and eat a raw vegan diet. I think that it's possible. I think that it's more difficult. I think that it's more restrictive, and I don't think that's going to come as a surprise to anybody. So there's a reason why I don't talk about it or promote it too much, because I want to make veganism really accessible to people and seem like really, you know, as limitless as possible, and, you know, not have any strict boundaries or anything like that. Like, and I just want to be this like safe landing pad for people to come in and be like, okay, I can do this. And then from me, you know, they're going to find people that, you know, eat just happens. You're going to find raw vegans. You're going to find people that eat, you know, a keto vegan diet. They're going to find, so then they'll go and they'll be able to try those other things as well. And it's not something that I practice myself. So, you know, I'm not going to go and tell a bunch of people to start trying it just because what I'm doing feel like it works good for me. But I think that I should be eating more raw foods. Yeah, I think I probably could be. I don't know. Maybe not should, but I think I could. I don't know. Maybe bigger salads.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
You're fine.
But great. Good question. I like that. Thank you, Willie. I wonder if you eat raw. So we got a super chat from J.L. Phillips. I just graduated from U of Toronto, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science class 2020. Congratulations. Cheers from Toronto. I'm the kid with the Spidey shirt in London.
Nice.
Oh, I remember, and I see your profile. 100% remember you. Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming to say hi that day. That was really cool. Those are
the best memories we have.
Those are really special times,
like,
man.
Meeting people.
Yeah.
Wherever we travel to.
Yeah.
For sure.
Really, really cool. How important is organic food in your lifestyle? Asked the Mountain Health Warrior. Yeah, I would say, so I like this question because I do enjoy vegan food, and we try and buy as much vegan food as we can. And, you know, of course, there's the Dirty Dozen and there's other things, but we've sort of developed our own way of deciding what's vegan and not vegan. And basically it's like,
what do you mean vegan or not vegan?
Or sorry, organic and not
I was
organic.
Confused. I was like, what do you...
I'm a boomer. Don't get mad.
Organic or not organic? Okay,
yeah, sorry, organic
so
or not.
I was not following for a minute there.
Well, thanks. You know what I'm trying to say. So stop me sooner. Yeah. Don't do this.
Well, I didn't.
You let me talk myself. You know, you pretend like,
I thought you were gonna get it, but okay. So what we do with organic or non-organic?
Thank you.
I would say what we maybe
80% probably organic,
and then the other ones that we try to eat are like the more like clean 15 kind of foods, or the things that don't have like skins or something like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's a lot of factors.
Try.
There's like what it's like. Cost is one thing for us. So it's like if we can buy. You know, if like an organic pepper is going to be like $12 for one pepper, or a non-organic pepper is going to be like $3 for like, you know, a pack of 6. Well, then, you know, sometimes we'll decide to buy that, you know, a pack of 6 of non-organic peppers, even though I know that the other one's better for us. But it's just like, you know, money is a reality in this world, and we don't want to run out of it. So we do consider that. What's available to us, sometimes we just can't find certain things that are organic, like your ikuma. We can't find that organic.
There's a lot of things that we, like the sweet Japanese sweet potatoes or purple sweet potatoes, or we can't find them organic at all. And so, yeah, you're right. There are a few things that we just can't find organic. So we just try our best, and we understand that when you eat fresh foods, that is going to help combat like any of the maybe pesticide issues when you know, even after you wash them off, it's going to be better than not eating those foods, if that makes sense. Yeah,
it's the best we can do. Like, if I know it's easy to like go to the produce section and like you look at all these foods that are like conventional and you're like, man, they're all sprayed with like a bunch of crap. I know this. And then you look at the organic stuff, and like sometimes it's like in some stores around here, it's not the freshest looking. And you're like, it's so expensive, and you know, the berries might be moldy, and it's like, well, I can't justify that, but I know this is sprayed, so I'm just going to go over to here and buy like Chef Boyardee or whatever. But it's like that food has been sprayed, and all the nutrients and everything have been like stripped out of it. So, you know, it's not giving you any benefit. So you're better off to be eating the conventional produce anyways. Whole foods for the win.
Just want to say thank you,
Will R,
for the nod to our content. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Jacqueline Suarez, please say hello to Dylan in Boise. You have helped him become vegan recently. He loves you.
Aww.
We love you both. Your tofu scramble is our new favorite weekend breakfast.
You guys probably had it today then.
Hopefully you did. What's up, Billy in Boise? I guess Boise, Idaho, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do I know that? It's just like one of those names that go together really well. Oh, no. Oh, man, we're losing power.
We're losing power. Might be cut off here.
No, we won't. No, we got 10%. It's good. Plugging in. Crisis averted. Okay. Is this another one from Willie Lee Henderson III?
I think so, yeah. Oh, he's just answering.
Oh, let's hear. Let's hear his testimony. I've been vegetarian for 3 years, vegan for 1 year. I tried raw, but I craved cooked food. I believe eventually I will be fully raw because I believe it's the most optimal for nutrition. Okay, well, thanks for sharing, Willie. Do you guys cook with salt? Asked somebody. So generally, I don't cook with salt.
Oh, right, yep.
But I do salt my food. So what happens when you cook with salt? A lot of the time, unless it's required for something to like pull the liquid out of something when you're like sauteing or whatever. But like, I don't know, I'm not that much of a professional chef where I know if you're supposed to do that. But if you add food if you add salt when you're cooking, a lot of the time it gets lost in.
Yeah, you don't taste it.
Yeah,
you're like, I need to salt.
And then
this
you add
more.
it again. And sometimes if you're cooking food and you had a bunch of good spices and maybe you try it, you're like, I don't even need salt in this food. So then like you didn't even have to add it in the beginning. So I usually add it at the end, and usually in the form of like the sauce. I would just put it in the sauce and then put that on the food. So yeah, I love Herbamere sea salt mix with veggies. So good. I agree, Miss Heidi. Herbamere is really good. No question, just light, love, and support. Thanks, y'all.
Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa.
So much,
appreciate it. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, salt. So good. But the less salt that we have, the less that we crave it. I know that for sure because, yeah, it's definitely a thing. Oh, I had a good question up there about pull-ups, but I missed it. Okay, hopefully I can see it again.
Such as a pull day with 200 pull-ups?
Oh, Derrick, what are your thoughts on high-volume calisthenics, such as a pull day with 200 pull-ups and a push day with 400 push-ups?
Ooh.
I think that's okay. I don't think that it's going to be absolutely maximal for like building like mass or whatever, like, and I don't think that necessarily should be our main concern. So yeah, I think that's great. I would do different variations of push-ups, diamond, hands wide, or elbows in.
Arm.
Yeah, maybe archer, archer push-up. Obviously change it up, but I think that's great. I think the basics are like where we will build most of our foundation from. So yeah, I think that is totally fine. And if you like it and if it's sustainable, then just keep doing it. Sometimes for some workouts, I'll just choose one movement or a couple of movements that I want to do, and I'll just do those for like an hour. And sometimes in my head I'm thinking like, oh, I should have more variety, but then I think, no, I'm just out here doing it and I'm just doing what I like. So yeah, don't necessarily need to.
So Leslie appetizer bars. So those are the dip bars that Derrick has with like bananas on them.
The banana dip bars.
From Libert Equalizer or Libert Fitness, I should say. When will they be available again? And I wanted to answer this because we just got notified today.
Yes.
that they're going to, we have some on the way. So in North America, I think there's going to be like 200 sets available soon.
Yep.
And then in the UK, there's going to have about 50 sets available because we know a lot of people in the UK or Europe wanted access to them. So with that being said, there is a wait list, or I shouldn't say a wait list. There's an email list that you can sign up for through Libert if you're interested in being notified when they're available, because there is a wait list for them. Not everyone on the wait list will obviously like buy the bars. So if you want to have notification of when they're first available so you can get your hands on some, I would definitely go to Libert Fitness. I believe it's like libertfitness.com.
Yes.
And then you can sign up and to be notified when they're going to be released or when they allow like a pre-sale on. And the really cool thing is if you sign up for that, you will get 20% off of them. So I definitely suggest you guys doing that. And we just found out about that today. So that's really exciting. And then if the wait list, you know, they don't sell all of them from the wait list, then Derrick will then put it out there to everyone that there are some available. So
cool.
Very exciting.
Yeah, that is so cool. Still so surreal.
So surreal,
to me.
yeah. That was one of Derrick's first videos, is a Libert bar dip or
unboxing.
Libert dip bar unboxing. You can still go back and see it.
Yep.
It was at our old place in Vancouver.
Yep.
And now you're working with them. So it's like it's such a surreal moment.
Couple of quick questions. We got another super chat. I'll get to it in just a second, but we got a couple cool questions here. Why not cook with oil? Asks Christopher Reyna. So yeah, this is one of the most commonly asked questions inside the protein is the oil question. Why don't I cook with oil? So one of the main reasons, there's a few different reasons why I don't cook with oil. One of them is that like it is just 100% calories. Like it's 100% fat.
It's refined.
It's refined.
It's heavily refined food. It's just like table sugar, except a different macro, really. You know, it's just pure fat rather than pure sugar.
Right, and there's not a lot of nutrients per calorie. And there's like a small amount of vitamin K, a small amount of vitamin E, and something like olive oil. However, if you just eat a quarter or a half of an avocado, you're going to be getting those same nutrients plus all the B vitamins, plus some protein, plus some fiber. You know, it's gonna fill you up more and everything. So that's why I choose not to cook with it. And if you think about it, you know, a tablespoon of olive oil, and I don't track my calories, but you know, this may be one of the reasons why, I don't know. But if you 1 tablespoon of olive oil is 120 calories, and a yam or sweet potato, sorry, that's like this size is about 120 calories. So it's like, think of how much room like this little spoonful of oil takes up in your stomach versus, you know, having like a whole sweet potato, right? And how much more nutrition there is in that sweet potato. So I would much rather get my calories from food rather than that. But with that being said, I am not 100% oil free. When I buy tortillas, there is some oil in there.
Or like
when I buy hummus and the
something.
plant-based meats, there's oil in that stuff as well. So I do limit those foods. I don't have them all the time. And I just kind of treat it as like, a treat. So that's one of the reasons why I don't cook with oil. And yeah, I mean, there's lots of other reasons as well. I don't like the mouthfeel and the taste of it when I do cook with it. And when I go to a restaurant a lot of the time now, you know, and they do cook with oil, I'm kind of like, I eat it and I'm like, this is good. But if I could just like cut through the oil, I feel like I can taste the veggies even better. So you do like lose the taste for it over time.
Just want to say thank you to Demi.
Thank you, Demi Rochelle.
Donation. That's very sweet.
Appreciate
of you.
Oh, thanks for your answer. Different question.
Oh, we also have another question from Chris.
I know you did celery juices.
Celery juice. Oh, goodness.
Are you doing it again? And no. So yes, why? And have celery in, that must be in his language. That must be celery. And have celery in the blender the same effect. So, no, celery in the blender does not have the exact same effect. You're going to have the fiber in there. And the idea with celery juice is that it's like, doesn't have any fiber. It's funny. Like I did that celery juice video. I did the trial for like a month. We maybe did it for 2 months and I made a video on it. And it's like one of my top viewed videos. And like everyone
You're so embarrassed.
And I'm like,
about
no,
it.
like everyone knows me. It's like the celery guy that got diarrhea from celery juice. Not something I'm doing. I did feel though, great. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, like especially for me as a woman with my menstrual cycle, like I didn't have any like bloating or water retention or like any, like I felt amazing.
Yeah.
But then everyone else was doing the celery juice diet. So then celery got like super
Spiked.
expensive.
Yeah.
And it was like unbelievable how much money we would have to spend to like continue that habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So,
Not fun.
yeah, not something we're doing right now.
No.
Just like time consuming. It was getting a bit
Super,
expensive.
It's still so super expensive.
And yeah, I haven't been searching for it lately, but
not something that we.
I do. I do enjoy it, and I even like the taste of it actually.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Cool. Yeah, I have lost 15 kilograms with your amazing recipes. Also inspired me to buy a cool bike. Andrea, that's amazing. Congratulations. Bike riding is like one of the most
amazing
best feelings
things.
in the world. It is
so good.
I love going out on my bike. I try to go every single day. Hey guys, girlfriend and I have been following since 2016. This is from the Entrepreneur. I like that.
That's cool.
And love you guys. Was wondering if you'll ever create another ebook. P.S. Good luck on Crystal. Good luck with Crystal on YouTube.
I appreciate that. That's so kind. Yes, we're in the works of creating another ebook. Which
yeah,
we
like
talked about. We talked about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you might not have been
in the live.
Yeah, you might not have been tuned in then.
So it's been like what, 2 years in the making.
Yeah, it's been behind.
But we're close.
But we're close.
We just gotta keep on keeping on. And this one is going to be like more comfort food kind of vegan stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
just
gonna be
stuff that everyone's gonna like, sort of thing.
It's gonna be different than the first ebook, which was very like kind of clean, I guess.
Yeah, but
it's still gonna be clean. No,
still healthy.
I shouldn't say I don't like the word clean. That's not
no,
the right
you're
word.
gonna get
Abby Sharp's gonna be very mad at me.
come down
but
on you.
It's the other cookbook was very like the recipes were very like leaned down, very just different. And this one is gonna be a little bit more I don't know. All the recipes are really delicious. So yeah, very exciting. We're at an hour and 20. Hey.
Okay, we'll go for another 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
30. Crystal wants to. She's gonna film some videos later.
No, I'm just saying. We're gonna start losing people.
I know.
I know.
600 people still hanging out. I'm amazed.
But it is amazing how many of you guys like have stuck around, and we really appreciate it. But I know don't want to take too much of everyone's time.
So somebody asked, how many proteins can you absorb in one meal? Is there really a 30-gram limit? Absolutely love your videos. 30 grams? I thought it was only 20 grams. And it's 30 grams. I think I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard 20, but but this is just hearing, right? Right. Yes. It's obviously gonna differ for everybody depending on your size. And of course, like your digestion, but no, you can absorb more than 20 grams. And I would argue that you can definitely absorb even more than 30 grams in a day. There's people that do one meal a day that build muscle, right? There are people that do it. It's not common, yeah. But they're not absorbing only 30 grams of protein at that one. No, if people are eating let's say 1,500 calorie meal or whatever, and they're getting, I don't know, what would you get for like 60 grams of protein or something from that? And that's all they're eating in the day or whatever, they're going to be absorbing a lot of that protein. So I don't think that is the limit. There's definitely like you were saying, though, I think 30 grams, there's definitely a point of diminishing. Yes. Yeah. A point of diminishing returns, where, so you're not going to, continue to absorb as much, but yeah, no, you definitely do. You absorb those. Protein is a macronutrient, and that is calories. And if we overeat, whether it's in one meal or in 10 meals throughout the day, we're going to gain weight. So that tells me that our body absorbs things, lots of things. and your body recycles amino acids too, which is really interesting. So I'm sure at some point your body will be like, meh, we'll just get rid of the extra protein that we don't really need, right? It'll like top itself up, and then you just pee it all out. I don't know if that's how it works. I'm just kidding. But yeah, your body recycles amino acids as well. So that's why if you don't have like a lot of protein at one meal, like you're totally not going to die. You'll be that's totally fine because your body recycles amino acids. Yeah. One more question. In addition to your haircuts. Oh, haircuts. I don't know, but I need you need a haircut. Yeah, what like are you saying? Ruffiest ever hair. I like your hair long though. I know. Crystal, I've been trying to get Crystal to cut my hair for the last few days, but we haven't gotten around to it. Is it okay to use olive oil when cooking? It's okay. It is okay to use olive oil when cooking. You do your thing. Yeah. Just be mindful. It's really easy to add a spoonful of oil to your stir fry, spoonful of oil to your salad dressing, a little spoonful of oil on my sweet potato that I'm having, my yam or butter, here. Or like margarine. And then all of a sudden it's like 120 plus 120 plus 120. Now all of a sudden you got like, not providing us a lot of nutrients. So if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to, not eat too many calories. It might be something you want to avoid. But yeah, I mean, you totally fine. And it is totally fine to use olive oil. There's a lot of people that live healthful lives, trim, clean, whatever, while eating olive oil. Hey, Simon Young, happy Saturday from Monkey Bar Gym.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I know, Simon. Very cool. Thank you, man. Simon, he sent me that that rope and we haven't hung that in the tree again this year. A hanging rope. Man, it absolutely crushes my hands, my grip strength. Someone's asking, do we grow any fruit trees? Not.
I wish we had fruit trees in the backyard, but we have a very small backyard.
No, and you can bet if we were if this was our own house, we would be planting fruit trees.
Like so many fruit trees.
If you grow your own food, you are essentially printing your own money. Like there's no, there's not as smart as you can do.
No, it's smart.
You're printing your own money. But there is a peach tree in the front yard. Very excited about it this year. We didn't plant it. It's quite rare to have a peach tree on Vancouver Island. There aren't a lot. But it's right against our house and it's facing the sun. So I think that's the reason why it can live. And last year it got some disease and all shriveled up and died right as soon as it's at the start of the year. And we didn't think we were going to get any peaches because we got some the year before. They were small, but they were really, really tasty.
So
and so I didn't think it was going to come up this year. And then only the top, maybe 2 feet of the tree is dead. And then the rest of the tree is fine this year. And we're growing, there's 24 peaches on it. I actually counted the other day.
We're going to eat all of them.
No, we have to share them with, this is a split level house. So we have to share them with the other person in the house, maybe. All right, cool. So, we got 5 more minutes here. How long have you been a nutritionist? And is Crystal also a nutritionist? Love you guys from Israel. Cool. Thank you. I've been a nutritionist for probably 4 or 5 years now. 5 years.
Yes, because you were still in school when we started dating. Yeah. So 5 years or so.
5 years. Yeah. I'm not taking any clients. I'm just doing this online, which hasn't been a ton lately. And again, I apologize. I will get better at putting up more content now, let's say from today on, I hope.
Putting pressure on yourself. I to answer the question, I am not a nutritionist, but I like to consider myself an academic nutritionist, which means that I don't study at any institution or university, but I study in my own way, which is a total BS thing. I'm just joking. But
no, but it's
a
true.
lot of information, you can learn a lot by going online and getting credible sources. But a lot of the stuff, my ideas that I have, or a lot of what I draw from is with Derrick's help as well. Yeah. Reading studies and that kind of stuff. So it's something that I would love to, but I don't know how I would go to school for that right now. So.
I don't know what those are. Okay. Could you tell us where you find studies in general? Is there a website? Yes, there is. There's PubMed, which is one of them. That's one of the main ones. I don't often go just searching. Yeah, it's really difficult to search things on PubMed. See, they're the keywords and it's very sciencey, so it's a little bit difficult. But sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll be I'll make a couple connections in my head and I'm I wonder if this has ever been studied to help with that. And then look it up and then, you'll find, so most of the published studies are on there. There's also a JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association. There's that as well. So those are sort of the main two. But nutritionfacts.org is a really, really great resource. And you can watch their videos and then they always cite their sources and the studies really underneath. Because then you can go and actually read the studies. And then you know that that they have looked over the study and they know that it's a reputable study. Because that's one of the hard things. There's so many industry funded studies that are out there and ones that have conflicts of interest or that are just bad science. And it's really hard unless you're really well trained to understand all that and forest plots and everything that they talked about in what was that that movie Game Changers, or it was on Joe Rogan, but the guy from Game Changers, Lightning Wilkes, was talking about that. But yeah, even for me, we had a course where we learned how to read studies and that sort of thing, and I still don't feel all that confident just to read just to study out and understand in all the the p-values and all that sort of stuff. It's really kind of confusing. So it's nice to be able to just be pointed at least in like the right direction, so you know that you're like reading something legit. So yeah, that's really cool. And then but the cool thing with PubMed is when you go in and you're like reading one study, it'll also, often on the side it'll show other articles that are related to it, and then at the bottom it'll show studies that study has cited or that they've used as research. So it's like you can just go all day on it.
It can be a rabbit hole when you get in there.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're like, oh my gosh, there's so much.
Okay, a couple cool ones here I like. What do you think about creatine? It's proven to boost cognition in vegans. Yeah, I have heard that. Hasn't helped me. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe because I didn't need the help. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I consume creatine. I'll take about 3 grams most days of the week. I put it in my post-workout smoothie. It helps with strength and yeah. I don't know too much. I don't know too much about the cognition, but I did hear that, and I remember reading a little bit about it a while ago. And yes, I do think that that's a thing. I don't notice any like great cognitive boost like when I consume it, though. I'm not like, oh, all of a sudden I'm smart. I'm still just a village idiot. But yeah, I think it's fine. But I think it is important to remember that like when we are taking these like isolated nutrients, even though creatine is well studied and proven to be safe, I do think that's important to remember that there are going to be some side effects, whether known or not known. It's going to put some system in our body slightly out of balance because we are taking something in excess, right? Some levels that we wouldn't naturally get in nature. So just weigh the plus and minuses and see if it's good for you. Somebody asked if I have a calisthenics program or I'm thinking of doing one. I thought about it a lot. I would love to put something out, because a lot of the ones that I've tried in the past and that I've seen are overly complicated. It's like, they'll want you doing like, do this move over into this and then up over here and then down. And it's like, what I did to build my muscle was just straight repetition of the basics. And I almost feel like, it would be like cheating to charge people for it. But I do want to come up with something that people can follow. But it's hard with calisthenics. And I mentioned this before. I feel like a broke record. But, a beginner with calisthenics is somebody who can, maybe do hang from the bar, or maybe do 1 pull-up, or maybe 3 pull-ups. And, to go from not being able to do a pull-up and just hanging from the bar to 3 pull-ups is a huge gap.
So different.
So if I just create a program and I'm like, okay, do 3 sets of 10 pull-ups and then move on to this, it's like right off the bat, you've lost a whole bunch of people. So I have to figure out a way to make it, a bit more all-encompassing. Whether I have like 3 levels of them, where it's like, beginner, and then you have to pass this test here to move on to the next one. No, No, I
know, but you have to be able to do a certain amount of things before you go into like intermediate. Yeah,
exactly. If you can't do 10 strict pull-ups, you're not ready for level 2 sort of thing. Right. I think that's something that I could do. I don't know if anyone feels like they could like figure it out with me and they want to work with me on it, like reach out. Just boggles my mind.
So Jonathan asked about what was the video.
The site.
So that's nutritionfacts.org.
Yes, nutritionfacts.org. It is on, I don't know why I had to say it like a robot. It is on YouTube, and they have their own website as well.
Yeah, the website's really great.
Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. We got it's Josh Spry just sent a really generous
little emotion con thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
really
is.
Really generous donation and a funny emoticon, I guess that is.
Thanks.
Oh man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. I watched that for too long. Okay, moving on. Crystal can do one for the ladies. Yeah, you can.
Do which one for the ladies? A calisthenics?
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm very beginner. But totally.
So yeah, you already have great ideas for the calisthenics plan. Thank you. That's nice. Yeah, I have some ideas, but I need more. Where did Crystal get her knowledge about the menstrual cycle and how to plan the workout around it?
So it's intuitive. There are a few resources where really when you start learning.
No, you read. It's not intuitive. You read like a billion books.
No, but I just mean like how I work out with the menstrual cycle is intuitive. But learning about the menstrual cycle, you really just have to learn about like your hormone fluctuations and then how that applies to you. So some people feel really great around ovulation, so that's when you should be hitting PRs because your estrogen's high. But then some people don't feel that great. So I was just talking to a friend about this today. It's like you just have to be intuitive with how you work out and like truly listen to your body, because that is really what like menstrual cycle awareness is. Are there times in your menstrual cycle where you're more prone to like hitting PRs and being stronger? Yes, of course. And there are going to be times like when you're coming up to your period, as most of us know, where we feel like really tired and like kind of sluggish. And it's just important to honor that. If you have high energy, like honor that. If you're feeling a little bit low, just to honor that. So I'm kind of intuitive. There's a few books I read on it. One of the books is called Roar. It's a little bit more intensive than I think applies to like most people. It's mostly for like elite level athletes when you read her like meal plans and stuff like that. But it was really interesting to learn about how the menstrual cycle and how our hormones can like affect how we perform. So it's a pretty good book.
Cool. Thanks.
But yeah, some of the information I was like, this is for elite level people. Like I'm not going to be taking like BCAAs 3 times a day to like make sure I'm, you know, building muscle when I'm close to my period and stuff. So yeah, everything I read, I take and I apply to my life as best I can. But I don't take everything I read as like, you know, I take it with a grain of salt, basically. That makes sense?
So,
last question?
A couple more.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I misread a question. It was really funny, but now it's not that funny. But Daniel Croteau says, donation. Hi from Nanaimo. We would like to donate a cedar planter box for your garden. The Cedar Shop on Facebook.
Oh, that's so nice.
I don't know if you guys, do they have ads? I don't know, but I've seen some really cool cedar boxes lately. Let us know how we can get in touch. Well, that's awesome. You could get in touch with me, Derrick, at simnettnutrition.com. I think the email will be in the description of the videos, and we'll chat about that. That's really nice of you. Wow, super, super kind. So the one I thought, I was reading this, it says, what's the max seed limit for teens? I was reading it as what's the max speed limit because I love driving cars so much. I was like, dude, sky's the limit, man. You're a teen. No, of course, stay under the speed limit, but the seed limit.
Seed limit? I don't know. I don't really.
No, I mean, I don't think there's a limit for teens, but you're probably eating a lot of seeds if you're asking this. So just make sure you're eating a varied diet and you're getting like lots of other foods in you as well. But I don't have like a certain amount, like a quarter of a cup or half a cup or whatever of seeds. But yeah, make sure that you chew them really well. And if you're eating just like a ton of them, consider like soaking them maybe first as well, or soaking them and dehydrating them sometimes because, a lot of raw seeds can be tough on the digestive tract, especially if you're not chewing them up much. Very scratchy.
Okay, we're
Crystal's ready to go.
One more question. We're at an hour 35 and the number of people watching is going down because this is obviously a really long live. So.
Yeah, and it's getting boring. Okay, let's get one more question. Let's see. I love your accent. I don't have an accent.
We don't have an accent.
I know, but we do depending on where you're from. So thank you.
True.
Okay, let's get a really good one. I'm just trying to find a fun one here. Someone made our lasagna. Thank you guys. So many of you have made that lasagna and tagged us in it.
Amazing.
Yeah, and sorry I haven't shared everyone that's tagged me on Instagram. And I tried to get back to as many as I can, but I haven't been able to. But amazing how many of you have made it, and I love seeing them. And they've all looked so good. He said he added a layer of eggplant to it. It was really good. So.
I love how people were making the lasagna their own. Like they used the base recipe, but then they just added like anything they wanted. And that's the amazing thing with recipes. And that's why we try to make recipes that are accessible so you guys can use it, but then like add what you want to it and make it really like your own. I think that's so cool.
Okay, this is just one extra question, bonus one, and then we'll get the last one really quickly. Just somebody says, hey, is your recipe ebook good for teens as well? Like for me, 14 years old. The recipe ebook is for anybody. It's not necessarily for building muscle. However, with the amount, like the volume of food in it, you'd want to customize it for your own weight and goals. I didn't make this isn't for, if you're eating 1,800 calories a day, then you're going to want to make the meals slightly smaller than what they are. But as far as like the food, the great recipes, and it's for everyone.
It's just a recipe book, and we didn't really realize when we named it like Easy Vegan Muscle Meals how many people would take that like literally as if it's like for only building muscle. So we get that question a lot, and it is just like a regular recipe book. There's calories, macro amounts, and you just tailor it to your needs, and it's just a fun recipe book.
All right, cool. Oh, okay, last question. This is a good one. Mel Rocks. And you know what's so cool is that as many people that follow along and everything, which like, I'm always so thankful for, is like that I see the same names
I know. It's
over
so
and
cool.
over
It's
again.
like we're all just friends hanging out.
Yeah.
We just haven't like seen each other.
So that question is about will Derrick be doing any more of the Amazing Food Series videos?
That's a great question.
I have one on the go that I'm working on right now. Not right now, but you know, last week I was working on it, and yes, I will be doing them again. It's like I don't know what it is. If I could just do one of those a week, or even one every 2 weeks, a full day of eating, and then get like a Ask Me Monday
kind of fun video
or
a
Q&A, whatever up. And if I could get 2 or 3 videos up a week, like, you know, it would just be so amazing, and I'd be so happy with myself. But for some reason, I haven't been able to pull it together very well lately and do that. So let's hope that I can. And this next week is a new week, and I'm gonna try and put up 2 videos next week. So and then maybe after that we'll go for 3. And I've done it before in the past.
It's been great. But we have a few foods we want to do. Yeah,
a few foods that I want to do for sure. It's endless, the amount of foods that we can do. And those videos are really fun. They take a little bit of research, but it's really hard for me to like remember. Like the lines are what's really hard because it's not like I memorize the whole thing, and it's like so I'll just have to like kind of read a paragraph and be like, okay, Derrick, memorize this paragraph or know what you're gonna say, and then like try and say it to the camera, which isn't that hard. But between that and the researching of it, and just trying to make it like fun and interesting, like trying to educate people on like one specific food, it's a little bit touchy, a little difficult, but yes, there will be some more, and we've got some fun videos ideas coming up, but I'm always open to more. So please, if you guys ever want to DM me or email me with video ideas or whatever it is, I'm always open to hearing it. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be it. There's more, there's lots more questions. Battle rope variation video. Oh man, I just do them until I'm tired, and then I do the double one until I can't do that anymore. But yeah, I don't know what that is. So I think that's probably it. I can't believe so many of you guys hung out with us for this long. We've had like between 550 and about I think 700 people there at the top was hanging out, which is really amazing that you guys took this time on a Saturday to hang out. So I just want to say love you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you for all the support, and continue to spread this compassion that we all have for animals to each other and around the world and beyond. I think that I really hope that this everything that's happening in this world is just going to continue the momentum and keep spreading hopefully more love and bring us all together rather than creating more division. So love you guys all out there.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thanks for hanging out, Crystal. I know I talk a lot, but I appreciate you just sitting here. No, and actually, when I'm talking, I actually watch you in the thing to see, because you start giving off clues okay, this is taking too long or whatever. So then I need to wrap it up. Anyways, all right. Much love from us. I hope
see you guys later.
Have a great weekend, and I'll come at you guys with a fun video for next week. I promise.
A fun few videos. You've already built yourself up.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a couple.
Well, I know one will be fun. One of them might not be as fun. Okay, thank you all.
Bye.
See ya.